Welcome. My name is Jared here at Down Yoga. We're going to get started in a seated position. So go ahead and start to make your way there. We will be doing some transitions today, which may or may not require putting your hands on the floor close to your feet. So if that's a bit challenging for you or for whatever reason uncomfortable, grab a couple blocks, a few books, a few sturdy books, and just place those towards the top edge of your mat, one on each side, right? And then make your way to a seat. Right? And as you make your way there, go and start to close your eyes and just start to move around, right? Just let your body sway gently from side to side, maybe start to circle a bit. Right, and as you start to create or find this movement with your body, just close your eyes. Before you start to move your breath intentionally just yet, just take a few moments here just to move with the gentleness of your breath, right? As best as you can imagine at least. All right, if that starts to create any patterns, maybe notice what patterns they happen to be. Right? Notice any feelings, any sensations that happen to arise, right? Without judging those sensations as best as you can, of course, as good or bad. Just notice what it is and let it go. And return to your breath. Right, if you're moving in a circular pattern or some sort, switch directions. All right, then come back to center. Right, maybe taking a couple more just for symmetry's sake. And then as you start to come back to center, just rest your hands somewhere comfortably on your knees in your lap. Right, with the eyes still closed, sit up nice and tall, lengthen through the crown of your head. And we'll begin to move our breath intentionally here, right? Right, so we'll start with a few deep breaths all together. Right? Take a nice big inhale through the nose. And then open mouth exhale. And again, deep breath in. And then just sigh it out, let it go. And one more time, even deeper than the last. Big inhale through the nose. And even louder than before, open mouth exhale. All right, just for the next few moments, just allow your breath to move comfortably, to move naturally. All right, with the eyes still closed, describe what we're about to do today, right? So we'll get started with a little breathing exercise in just a few moments. All right, then we'll start to warm up our bodies with some mobility drills and movements. And then as we start to move into our bodies, we'll build strength, we'll build balance, all those fun things. Don't forget to listen to your body, do what feels good, and leave out what doesn't, right? Don't forget to modify or add any props that help the pose feel better, right? So let's go ahead and we'll start here with a little breathing exercise. And all we're going to do is we're going to break our breath up into 3 parts, right? So you'll inhale first into the belly, then into the ribs, and then you'll finish all the way up at the top of the ribs, right? Or as best as you can imagine, of course, right? Then we'll start to add some pauses along the way, right? So let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then open mouth exhale. All right, then inhale for 1, into the belly for 2, 3, all the way up into the ribs for 4, 5, 6, all the way up, and then hold. And then slowly exhale through the nose for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Nice and slow for 4, 3, 2, all the way out for 1. Brief pause. And again, inhale through the nose. 1, 2 into the belly for 3, 4 into the ribs for 5, 6, all the way up for 7, and pause. And then slowly exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brief pause. Right, we'll start to add some pauses along the way. Right, so inhale again through the nose. 1, 2 into the belly for 3, and pause. Inhale some more into the ribs for 4, 5, 6, and pause. And then all the way up, complete breath in for 7, and then hold. And as best as you can, nice and slow, exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and pause. Inhale for 4, 5, 6, and pause. All the way up for 7, and hold. Slow exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, into the belly for 2, 3, and pause. Inhale to the ribs for 4, 5, 6, and pause. Deep breath in all the way up for 7, and hold. Last time. Slow and steady. Exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a nice full breath in. And just a slow, steady breath out. Right, for the next few moments, begin to create a nice, steady rhythm here with your breath. Right, begin to lengthen your breath a little bit longer or deeper if that feels comfortable for you. But ultimately, find or start to create some steadiness through your breathing. Right. If you'd like to also set an intention for your practice, right, take a moment or two here to do that as well. Nice and steady with the breath. Right, begin to create space, right, with your breath, at least figuratively, right. All right, let's go ahead and take one more deep breath in altogether. Big inhale, and even louder than the last. Big breath outside out. All right, let's go and start to move around here. Right, so go ahead and step your feet out in front of you. Right, so just leaning back here, step the feet out in front of you. Bring the feet to about mat's width and lean back on your hands. And we'll just start with just some windshield wipers, right? Just swing the knees from side to side. And as we begin to move here, right, continue to breathe steadily, right? Continue to return to the steady rhythm of your breath. Right, and for now, see if you can begin to create some big movements, right? So just bringing the knees all the way to the side, just as far as you comfortably can. All right, I think we'll start to come back to center with the knees. Walk the feet together, hug the knees in, and then lift your feet up off the floor, right? As you raise the feet up, point the toes, and lift your heart up towards your knees, right? From here, if you'd like to make this a little more interesting, you can begin to let go of the legs, point the thumbs up, or maybe even lift the feet a little bit further away from the floor, right? More into a full boat pose if that's feeling good this early, right? But from here, we're going to begin to rock and roll, right? So re-grab the legs, just take a few rock and rolls. Right, from here, we're going to rock and roll our way right back into our boat pose, right? So rock your way onto your seat, float your feet, maybe let go of the legs. All right, from here, we're going to lower down into our Ardha Navasana, half boat. So begin to straighten the legs out in front of you, tuck your tailbone, and bring your lower back all the way to the floor. So you can keep your shoulders lifted, toes pointed. All right, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift right back up into your boat pose, right? Legs straight or knees bent. Right, from here, we'll take a few more rock and rolls, right? So grab onto the legs. Right, rock and roll to your heart's content. If that includes rock and rolling for the next 55 minutes or so, right? No, you totally can, because you're in the privacy of your own home, right? You can do whatever you want, right? So once more time, rock your way forward onto your seat, into your boat pose. Right, float the feet, lift the heart, maybe let go of the legs if you are so inclined. Right, one more time here, we'll make our way into our Ardha Navasana, right? So begin to straighten the legs, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Right, keep the shoulders lifted as best as you can. All right, if by chance you'd like to make this a little more interesting, if Ardha Navasana weren't interesting enough, reach your arms over your ears, right? Thumbs pointing down. All right, wherever your hands happen to be pointed, right? Lengthen through the fingers, lengthen through the toes. Take a nice big breath in. And then exhale, lift right back up into full boat pose. Awesome job. We'll take a few more rock and rolls. Right, unless, of course, you were still rocking and rolling, right? Then we'll join you. All right, from here, let's go ahead and start to make our way onto our hands and knees, right? So begin to rock your way onto your seat or roll onto your favorite side, and then make your way into your tabletop. All right, bring both hands beneath your shoulders, both knees beneath your hips. All right, we'll begin to warm up our wrists and spine here a little bit, right? So just begin by making some circles over the hands. All right, then go ahead and switch directions. All right, and then come back to center. Rotate your hands so that your fingers point back towards your knees. Right, thumbs pointing outwards, right, or as best as you can, right? If you can't quite rotate the hand so that the fingers point completely back, right, just as much as you comfortably care to, right? Press firmly into the palms. Take a nice big inhale. Lift the chin, lift the tailbone, and lift your heart, right? With the toes tucked, as you exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and around the shoulders. All right, let's do that again. Inhale, chin and tailbone lift, and then exhale, tuck it together. All right, let's add some more movement here. As you inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone, sit your hips back towards your heels, and allow the palms to lift. All right, as you exhale, tuck the chin around the shoulders and drift forward, right? Palms pressed down. All right, let's do that again. Inhale, chin and tailbone lift, sit the hips back. Exhale, tuck the chin around the shoulders, shift the shoulders forward. And again, inhale and exhale. All right, 2 more times, just like that. Inhale and then exhale. And 1 more time, inhale and then exhale. As you make your way onto your hands and knees, once again into tabletop, rotate the hands so that the fingers point forward, and then walk your hands back towards your knees. And so as we make our way into our hero's pose, right, if you'd like to sit on a block or a couple blocks, right, you can tuck your toes. If this is uncomfortable for you for any reason, right, you can always sit on your seat, right, fully on your rear into Sukhasana, easy seated pose, right? But from here, we're going to begin to warm up the shoulders with just some arm circles, right? So let's take both arms straight out to the sides, right? So straight out from the shoulders, we'll start with just some small circles forward, right? So we'll just do about 3 or 4. Right? So just little small circles, right? Nothing too big here. And then we'll make the circles a little bit bigger, right? So not the fullest range of motion, but maybe medium-sized circles about 3 or 4 times. All right, let's go ahead and make some big circles here, as big as you comfortably can. Nice big arm swings. All right, and after about the 3rd or 4th, or if you're just waiting for me, reach both hands up overhead. Bring your right hand to the back of your head. Bring your left hand to your right elbow and open the shoulders up. Right. So as you open the elbows, resist the urge to arch the spine and tuck your ribs in. Right. Take just a few more breaths here. Right. If you're feeling pretty spacious in the shoulders, you want to go for full cow face arms. Right. You can reach your left hand to the side, point the thumb down, and then bring your left hand behind you to grab a strap or to inch up towards your fingers. Right. All right, take a nice big inhale, reach both hands up overhead. And as you exhale, release the hands down to the side, straight out like a T, and we'll switch directions. Right, so we'll start with small circles, little baby circles in reverse. All right, then begin to make some medium-sized circles, right, just a little bit bigger than before. Same direction. All right, some nice big circles here, just as big as you can. Big arm circles here, about 3 or 4 times. All right, then bring both hands up overhead. Bring your left hand to the back of your head. Right hand finds the left elbow, and then open the shoulders here. Right, same as the previous side. Keep the ribs tucked in. If you'd like to go for your full arm bind, point the right hand out, then the thumb points down, and then bring your the back of your hand to the lower back, finding a strap, your shirt, maybe your own hand, waiting patiently for you there. Right, take a nice big inhale, reach both hands up overhead. And as you exhale, replace both hands on the floor. Awesome job. All right, from here, tuck your toes, lift your knees off the floor, and press back into your downward facing dog. All right, so as you press back into your downward facing dog, take a moment or two here to move around, bend the knees, pedal the feet. Right, just swaying gently from side to side if it feels good to add some movement. Right, breathing steadily however you happen to be moving. Just a couple more breaths here. All right, then I'll start to come back to center. We'll find a few moments of stillness in your down dog. Right, so actively press into the palms, lengthen through the shoulders, and rotate the elbows externally. Right, even if your heels can't actually touch the floor, lengthen the backs of your legs by pressing the heels towards or into your mat. Right, see if you can lengthen your body from the tips of your fingers to your heels. Right, from here, On your next inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes, bend the knees, sit your hips towards your heels. As you exhale, straighten your legs into plank pose. Bring your shoulders over your hands. Okay, let's do that again. Inhale, press the hips back, bend the knees, lift up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, plank. One more time. As you inhale, press the hips back, bend the knees. And as you exhale, make your way into plank pose. Right. So as you make your way into plank pose, just a moment or two here to adjust. Right. Both hands should be somewhere beneath the shoulders, nice and active as they press into the floor. Right. If at any time you want to lower your knees, know that you totally can. And in fact, wherever your knees happen to be, right, up or down, right. See if you can engage the muscles in your legs. Feel the kneecaps lift. Right. Glutes engage. Right. From here, lower the knees to the floor, untuck the toes, and then lower your hips towards your wrists, right? So you're going to lower the hips towards the floor, towards the wrists at the front of your mat, and then hug your shoulder blades together, right? Bend the elbows maybe just a little bit. We'll find a variation of our cobra pose, right? Hug the heels together, right? Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, retuck the toes, tuck the tailbone, and lift back up into your plank. All right, let's do that again. Lower the knees, untuck the toes, lower the hips towards your wrists, hug the shoulder blades, right? Feel the shoulders or the collarbones expand open, right? Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, tuck the tailbone, and lift up. All right, one more time. As you inhale, right, lower the knees, lower the hips, hug the shoulder blades, untuck the toes. All right, take a nice full inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips, and press back into your downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. Let's go ahead and link that together here a little bit before we add on. Right. So on your next inhale, lift up onto the tippy toes, bend the knees. Next exhale, plank pose. All right. Lower the knees, inhale, lower the hips, hug the shoulder blades, untuck the toes. Exhale, retuck the toes, tuck the tailbone, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, plank pose. Right, lower the knees, inhale, untuck the toes, heart extends forward, shoulder blades hug. Retuck the toes, exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. One more time, just because. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, plank. Right, inhale, lower the knees, lower the hips, untuck the toes, shoulder blades hug. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back, downward dog. All right, so let's go ahead and add on a little bit more here. So if that was already feeling pretty good, know that you don't have to add on anything at all, right? Just continue as we were, right? But on your next inhale, if you'd like to add on, and bend the knees, sit the hips back, exhale into plank pose. All right, this time you'll leave the knees up as you begin to lower the hips towards the heels or the wrists, right? Right, untuck the toes. Maybe you land the knees. Maybe the knees stay hovering for up dog. Right. Exhale, tuck the toes, tuck the tailbone, press back into down dog. All right, so option in our back bend for a vinyasa for up dog or cobra or up dog, depending on what's feeling best for your lower back. Right. So let's go ahead and revisit that. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, roll forward into plank. Inhale, lower the hips towards the wrist for up dog. Lower the knees for cobra. Right. Wherever you happen to be, keep the elbows gently bent, even if just a little bit. Right. Exhale, press all the way back. Downward dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. And then exhale, plank. Inhale, I'll do cobra first. Exhale to plank. And then back to down dog. Right? One more time. Inhale. Bend the knees. Exhale, plank. This time I'll do up dog so the knees stay up. Inhale. Shoulder blades hug. Roll over the toes. Exhale, retuck the toes. Press back into downward facing dog. Right. So one last little bit here. Inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back. Exhale, plank pose. Right. So inhale, cobra or up dog. Right. Your choice. And then exhale right back into plank. All right. So the option here is truly optional. Right. So you can stay right here in plank. If you'd like a little extra effort this afternoon or today, right, go ahead and take a full push up here. Right. The knees can be on or off the floor. Just lower the hips and shoulders at the same level. Right. After your taken or deferred push-up, press back into downward facing dog. All right, let's do that 2 more times just to be sure. Inhale, bend the knees, exhale, plank. All right, as you inhale again, lower the knees if needed for cobra or keep them lifted for up dog. Hug the shoulder blades. And then exhale, lift into plank. Right, pausing here or taking the full push-up. And then pressing back into downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, round forward. All right, lower the hips towards the wrist, cobra or up dog. Exhale, plank pose. And then stay or lower and lift. Awesome. Go and press all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. All right, on your next inhalation, bend the knees, look between the hands. Then on your next exhale, walk, hop, or skip your way to the front edge of your mat. All right, as you make your way there, we'll make our way into our ragdoll here. Right, so walk the feet out nice and wide, point the toes wider than the heels. Okay. Perhaps grab onto the forearms or elbows if that feels good for your body, or just let the arms hang loose. Okay. Take a few moments here as you breathe steadily to move in a way that feels good to you. Right, so maybe swaying from side to side, maybe circling the head, the shoulders. Right, take a few moments here to move, or to create some sensations that feel good to you. Right, they're going to start to come back to center. Right, as you come back to center, walk the feet to about hips width apart. Right, maybe a step closer if that feels comfortable for your hips. Right, bend the knees, lower the hips to about level with your knees. And then on your next inhale, we'll find our chair pose. Right, so reach both hands up overhead. Right, as you inhale, as you exhale, you'll lower your hands down to your heart and lift your heels. Right, as you lift your heels any amount you comfortably can. Right, and then begin to lower your elbows towards your knees as much as you comfortably can. Right, right. Inhale again, press the heels down, reach the hands up, straighten the legs, and then exhale, fold. And let's do that again. Bend the knees, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, lower the hands, lift the heels, lower the elbows any amount. All right, press the heels, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Inhale up. And then exhale, fold. All right, one more time. Inhale, chair. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart and lift your heels, right? So from here, we'll start to add on, right? So start to lower your elbows towards your knees. If you can't quite touch, don't worry. There's always tomorrow. If you can touch, see if you can keep your elbows and your knees pressing into each other, right? All right, so as mentioned, if your elbows and knees aren't touching, just bring them as close as you can, right? If they are, see if you can keep them touching, right? Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, bring both hands to the floor, right? So either your knees are just a few inches away from the elbows or actually pressing into the elbows, right? From here, take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, step just your left foot back and then lower your right knee to the floor, right? Sway your left heel down. Reach your left hand up for a side plank. All right, extend up into the left fingertips. If it's comfortable for your neck, gaze up towards the left thumb. Nice and steady with your breath. Take a full breath in. Then as you exhale, you're going to bring your left elbow and your left forearm all the way down to the floor, right? So the left elbow, the left palm presses down. Step both feet back behind you. And then sway the heels over to the left. We'll take forearm side plank here. Right hand reaches up. All right, same as the previous side plank, right? If it feels good, gaze up towards the right thumb this time. All right, take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, bring both elbows, both forearms to the floor for a forearm plank, right? So both tippy toes, or both sets of tippy toes are pressing down. From here, we'll tippy toe our way into our dolphin pose, right? So as you begin to walk your feet in towards your elbows, press your palms, press your elbows into the floor, see if you can bring your ears between your arms, right? If at any time you'd like to lower your knees for a baby dolphin, know that you totally can. But if it's feeling good to do, see if you can tiptoe your feet a little bit closer to your elbows, press into the palms, and find your breath. Right. Take a nice big breath in. From here, press into both hands as firmly as you can. Lift the elbows off the floor for downward dog. If you need to lower and re-lift the knees to make your way back into down dog, please do that here. All right, on your next inhalation, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, walk, hop, or step to the front edge of your mat. All right, so we'll revisit that on the other side. Inhale into chair. Exhale, hands to the heart, lift up onto the tippy toes. Then lower your elbows towards your knees any amount, right? So maybe they hover, maybe they press down, right? This time I'll demonstrate with the hover, right? So as you inhale, take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, place both hands on the floor, knees pressing into the elbows or hovering mere inches away, right? From here, this time you'll keep the left knee and elbow together and then step just your right foot back, right? Right foot steps back first, right? Then lower the left knee to the floor, sway the right heel down, right hand reaches up, side plank on the other side. All right, nice and active into the right hand as you extend up into the fingertips. If for whatever reason your shoulder's talking to you, you need to take care of your shoulders, just rest your hand on your hip instead. All right, take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, bring your right elbow, your right forearm to the floor. Right, so right palm presses down, step both feet back behind you. This time we'll find our forearm side plank on the right. So we both heels to that side. And then reach your left hand up overhead. Right, keep the hips lifted as best as you can. Keep your breath as steady as you can. Nice, take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, return both elbows to the floor, both forearms to the floor, and once again into dolphin pose, right? Tiptoe your feet closer to the elbows. From here, either lower the knees for baby dolphin, or start to bring your elbow or your ears between your elbows and connect to your breath, right? Just 3 more here. Awesome. Let's take a full breath in. As you exhale, lower both knees down to your mat if they aren't there. Untuck your toes, and we'll sit back into our child's pose. Right? Sit your hips towards your heels. Rest your forehead comfortably onto the floor, onto your forearms, or perhaps onto a prop of sorts. Right? Take a few moments here, especially since we spent a lot of time or some time on our shoulders. Right? Take a few moments here to relax your body and reconnect to your breath. Right, take a moment or two here to check in, just as we did at the beginning of class this time, from the comfort of child's pose. Right, notice any sensations, right? Perhaps forcing, perhaps easing their way into your awareness, any dialogue, any feelings, whatever it happens to be, right? As best as you can. I know it seems like it comes naturally, right? See if you can just acknowledge whatever distracted you or took your attention, and then return to your breath. Nice and steady with your breath, as best as you can. All right, let's take a nice full breath in. And take a nice big breath out. Let it go. Awesome. From your child's pose, begin to make your way onto your hands and knees into your tabletop. Take a few moments here to move or sway around if that feels good. Maybe find a few sips of water. All right, after a moment or two, begin to make your way into your downward facing dog if you aren't yet there, right? All right, as you make your way into your downward facing dog, before we begin to move around here, take a few moments here to find some stillness in your down dog, right? Or at least as best as you can from this wonderful pose known as downward facing dog. All right, from your downward facing dog, we'll make our way into our 3-legged down dog, right? Right foot reaches up and back. All right, as you reach your right foot off the floor, bend your right knee and twist the hips open, right? So as you twist your right hip open, take a moment or two here to circle your right leg around. All right, then switch directions. Right, then on your next inhalation, straighten your right leg behind you. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee to your left elbow, right? Cross beneath your body. See if you can make a little love tap, right? Gentle. Right? Inhale, extend back. Right, exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow. I know what you may be thinking, some like it rough, but keep it gentle, right? Right knee, left elbow. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow. If you feel so inclined, maybe kick your right foot out just to see what that feels like. And then extend your right foot back behind you. Awesome. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee now to your right elbow, right? So same side this time. Right? Then inhale, extend back. Right? As you exhale, shift forward, right knee, right elbow. And then inhale, extend back. One more time, as you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee to your right elbow, then step or carry your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Once your heel is somewhere beneath your knee, sweep your right hand up overhead. All right, options here. If you'd like to lower the back knee, you totally can. If you'd like to place a block or perhaps a book or two beneath your left hand, you can do that too. All right. Let's see if you can begin to find a nice steady breath wherever you happen to be in your body. All right, Begin to create a little space here in the upper body and the shoulders by leaning the right arm, the right shoulder open, and extending into the fingertips, right? Reach into your right hand. Take a nice full inhale. As you exhale, thread your right arm beneath your body and twist, right? Reach over to the left. All right, again, inhale, right hand sweeps open. And then exhale, twist. One more time as you inhale, sweep your right hand up overhead. As you exhale, replace your right hand on the floor somewhere beneath your right shoulder. Step your right foot back behind you, and we'll make your way into another side plank. Right? So what do you know? Sway both heels over to the left. Sweep your right hand up overhead. Right? So as we make our way into the side plank, if you'd like to lower your left knee to the floor, you totally can. If you want to keep your left leg straight, you can totally do that too. If you'd like to start to maybe float the right foot away from the floor, because that sounds like something crazy and fun all at the same time, you can totally do that if you want. All right, take one more big breath in. As you exhale, bring both hands to the floor. See if you can keep the right foot lifted, and then press back into your three-legged down dog. All right, so extend the right foot up and back behind you. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee to your nose. Right, tuck your chin, and maybe tap gently, of course, your knee to your nose. All right, inhale, extend back. Then exhale, shift forward, knee to nose, a little left tap if you can, and then inhale, extend back. Right, as you exhale, shift forward, bring your knee to your nose and step or carry your right foot between your hands. Once your heel is somewhere beneath your knee, lower the back knee, untuck the toes. We'll find our low lunge here. Right. So as you press into the right heel, sweep the hands up overhead. Notice as you lift the hands, if the hips want to lift too, see if you can keep the hips stable or maybe even pressing gently towards the floor. Right. As mentioned earlier, if your shoulders are talking to you, you just need to take care of your shoulders today. You can always bring your hands down to your heart or maybe press into the top of your knee. Right. Wherever your hands happen to be, press nice and firmly into the right heel. See if you can wake up the muscles in your right hip. All right, from here we're going to transition into our balance. Right. So here we're going to have the option to use those props that we found at the beginning of class, or maybe use the floor, or maybe challenge your balance even more by not using your hands at all. Right? I'll let you decide what feels best as we start to move. All right, so from here, take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, you'll place the hands on your blocks, on the floor, or maybe reach back behind you. Right? Right? Use the toes of your back foot to shift a little bit more into your right foot, and once you feel your heel pressing a little bit more firmly into the floor, straighten your right leg into Warrior 3. Right? Don't worry, we'll practice that one later. Right? But as you make your way into your Warrior 3, point the toes of your left foot, engage the left glutes, and lengthen your body. All right, your next inhalation, bend your left knee, lift it up in front of you as high as you can. Then as you exhale, extend your left foot back. All right, again, inhale, bend the left knee and lift it in front of you. And exhale, reach the left foot back. One more time, as you inhale, bend the left knee, lift it up in front of you. And then as you exhale, step the left foot back behind you. We'll find Warrior 2. Right? So as you step to the back edge of your mat, spin the heel to the floor and open your hips and shoulders to the long edge of your mat. Right? Hands will reach out at shoulder level with the palms facing down. Right? Gaze out over the right hand and then connect to your breath. All right? Pressing firmly into the front or the front heel, right, the right heel, but also pressing into the outer edge of your back foot, right? Wrap the outer edge of your left foot into the floor and extend into your fingertips. As you inhale, bring both hands to your heart. Exhale, Skandasana to the left, right? So bend your back leg, straighten your front leg, and lower down as much as you comfortably can. All right, as you inhale again, Skandasana to the other side, bending into the right knee, straightening the opposite leg. And one more time, exhale to the left. As you inhale, bring both hands to the floor at the front of your mat. Step both feet back behind you to plank. Exhale. All right. From here, inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back. Exhale, round forward into plank. Lower the knees if needed. And then lower the hips towards the wrists for cobra or up dog. Hug the shoulder blades. As you exhale, lift up into plank, pause, or lower and lift through a full push-up. And then press back into your downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a full breath in. And take a nice big breath out. All right, we'll switch sides here. Extend your left foot, left leg back. Downward, three-legged down dog. All right, same as the previous side. Bend the left knee, twist the hips open. And as you begin to lengthen the left side of your body, take a moment or two here to move your left leg. Right, to come back to center, right, switching directions, of course, if I forgot to mention, which I believe I did. And then straighten your left leg behind you, take a nice full inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Right, so crossing beneath to the opposite elbow, a little love tap if you can, and then inhale, extend back. Exhale, shift forward, left to right, and inhale, extend back. One more time, as you exhale, shift forward, bring your left knee to your right elbow, and then maybe kick your left foot out just to see if that feels like, probably not the best, and then inhale, extend back. As you extend the left foot back, right, take an exhale just because you need to breathe. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your left knee now to your left elbow, right? So same side. And then inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow, maybe lifting higher than the elbow if you can. And then inhale, extend back. As you exhale, shift forward, left knee to your left elbow, and then step or carry your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Once your heel is somewhere beneath your knee, option to stay or lower the back knee, and then sweep your left hand up overhead. All right, option to press the right palm firmly into the floor or perhaps a prop of your choosing. Taking a few moments here just to connect to what you're feeling in this low lunge twist before we start to move around and twist some more. All right, take one more inhale. Begin to create some space by leaning the left hand, the left shoulder open. Then as you exhale, twist it out. Left arm reaches beneath your body to the right. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, twist. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. One more time as you inhale, sweep your left hand majestically towards the sky. And then exhale, replace your left palm firmly on the floor. Right. From here, you'll step your left foot back behind you, either hovering the left foot or stepping down into plank. From here, we'll make our way into Vasisthasana on the right, side plank to the right. And as you sway your heel to the right, left hand reaches up overhead, same as the previous time through. If you want to lower your right knee for more support, you can. If you want to stay as you are, you can. If you want to float your left foot, heck, you can do that too, right? Whatever's feeling best to you. Let's take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, return your left hand to the floor, either hovering or stepping your left foot down for plank or three-legged plank. And then we'll press back into three-legged down dog one more time on the left, right? So left foot reaches up, take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your left knee to your nose, tuck your chin, and then tap your nose to your knee. Right? Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. One more time, inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, step hopper magic, your left foot between your hands. Once your heel is beneath your knee, lower your back knee for low lunge. Untuck the toes, and either sweep the hands up overhead to your heart or maybe press into the top of your left knee now. All right, wherever your hands happen to be, same as the previous side, nice and firm. Press into the left heel and wake up the muscles in your left hip. Right, transitioning now into our balance, our warrior three, right? So take a full inhale. Exhale, lower the hands to the floor, to your props, or maybe reach the hands behind you, right? Tuck the toes of your back foot to shift a little bit more into the front foot. And then as you straighten the left leg, we'll find our warrior three, one way or the other, right? Tap the back foot down as much as you need to find balance, right? But however high the back foot happens to be off the floor, right? Point the toes and activate the muscle in your right glute, or the muscles, I should say. All right. See if you can reach your chin, your heart towards the front edge of your mat. And then on your next inhale, bend your right knee and lift it up in front of you. All right. Exhale, extend back. One more time, inhale, right knee bends and lifts. And exhale, warrior three. One more time, inhale, bend the right knee and lift. As you exhale, we'll step to the back edge of our mat for warrior two, right? So as your toes find the floor, spin the heel down, then open the hips and shoulders to the long edge of your mat, right? Reach out into the fingertips, right? Same as before, pressing firmly into the feet, the front heel, the outer edge of your right foot, and extending actively into your fingertips, right? Reach out here and breathe. And as you inhale, bring both hands to your heart. Skandasana now to the right. Bend your right knee, straighten your front leg, and let the front toes lift. All right, as you inhale, Skandasana to the other side. And then exhale one more time to the right. All right, as you inhale, bring both hands to the floor, once again at the front of your mat. Exhale, left foot steps back. All right, as you inhale, lower the knees if needed, then lower your hips towards your wrists for cobra or up dog. Then exhale, tuck the toes, lift up into plank. Either stay or lower and lift for your push-up. All right, press back into your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, walk, hop, or step to the front edge of your mat. All right, as you make your way to the front edge of your mat, feet are somewhere about hips width apart. Bend the knees. Inhale the hands overhead for chair. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, lift your heels, right? So revisiting this little sequence here, this time we'll add on a little bit more, just in case you wanted it, right? Of course, you can always skip the little extra if you don't, right? So same as before, begin to lower your elbows towards your knees. I'll demonstrate this first one with the elbows and knees touching. All right, so bring the elbows to knees to touch. All right, see if you can keep the elbows and knees touching, bring the hands to the floor. If you'd like a quick crow pose, no, you totally can, but I'm totally not going to join you. All right, so if the elbows and knees are touching, right, keep the right knee and right elbow glued together, or just as close as you can if they're not. Right, step just the left foot back. All right, from here, sway the back heel, the left heel to the floor. We'll find our side plank, right? Left hand reaches up overhead. All right, if you'd like to make this a little more challenging, see if you can bring your bottom foot, that's the right foot, all the way off the floor, right? But know that the floor is still there just in case you need it. All right, take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, return your left elbow, your left forearm to the floor. Sway the left heel up. You can either step the right foot back behind you or see if you can keep the right knee bent as we find our forearm side plank, right? Heel sways to the floor, right hand reaches up. Either the right knee is bent or the right leg is straight. And take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring both elbows, both forearms now to the floor. Step both feet back behind you. We'll find our dolphin pose, right? As you press into the palms, tiptoe the feet in towards the elbows. Lower the knees for baby dolphin if you want. Or maybe take a few deep, steady breaths here in your full dolphin, all right? Or maybe somewhere close. And if by some stretch of the imagination you'd like to add a little more challenge here, you can maybe lift the right foot off the floor and perhaps take a hop or two if you feel so inclined. All right, return both feet to the floor. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, lower both knees down to your mat. Once the knees are safely on the floor, step both hands beneath your shoulders. We'll take a quick twist here, right? So on your next inhalation, reach your right hand up overhead. As you exhale, thread your right arm beneath your body and twist. All right, we'll do that just one more time. Inhale, sweep the right hand up. And as you exhale, twist. Reach over to the left as far as you can. Lower your right ear, your right shoulder all the way to the floor. We'll find a few breaths here, right? So if you can't quite rest your ear all the way onto your mat or onto the floor, you can place a block or maybe a pillow beneath the ear, or maybe place a few blankets or a pillow beneath your shoulder, your arm. All right, a few options here for the left arm. That's the one on top, right? You can keep it as is. You can straighten your left arm over your left ear, or perhaps bend the left elbow and bring your left hand to the lower back for a little extra twist, right? Wherever you are, a breath or two more. All right, then going to bring your left hand all the way to the floor, somewhere beneath your shoulder. Take a big breath in. Sweep the right hand up overhead. As you exhale, return your right hand to the floor, retuck your toes, and we'll press back into our downward facing dog. All right, so lift the knees, press the hips back, take a nice full breath in. Then take a nice big breath outside out. And one more time just to be sure. Take a big inhale. And then take a big exhale. All right, so moving through that sequence one more time, adding on just a little bit more, right? Not too much, right? So once again, three-legged down dog, right foot extends back. All right, take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee beneath you to your left elbow. Same as earlier, option to stay or maybe kick the right foot out. All right, again, inhale, extend the right foot behind you. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow, stay or kick the right foot out. One more time, inhale, right foot extends back. As you exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow, option to kick your foot out for fallen triangle. Right edge of the foot finds the floor. All right, if that's not quite happening or feeling good, bring your right knee to the floor beneath you instead. All right, wherever your right knee or foot happen to be, sway your back heel to your mat, and then sweep your left hand up overhead. All right, we'll find either fallen triangle or modified side plank. Let's take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, return your left hand to the floor, rebend the right knee, extend back into your three-legged down dog. Take a full inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, right knee, right elbow, same side. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, shift forward, right to right. And then inhale, reach back. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee to your right elbow, then step or carry your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then sweep your right hand up overhead. As you sweep your right hand up overhead, same as before, we won't quite be finding some movement here this time through. Right, but begin to create some space here, maybe by leaning the right shoulder back. Right, then come back to center, reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. All right, so from here, we're going to make our way into our side plank once again. So if you'd like to bring your right hand to the floor for a little more support as you transition, totally do that. If you'd like to make things a little more interesting, maybe a little less stable, reach your right hand towards the ceiling. Right, but from here, you're going to start to step your right foot to the floor behind you or to the back of your mat into side plank. If you'd like to add a back bend, step your right foot to the floor behind you for wild thing. Right, so if you happen to have had all that momentum as I did, right, and you're already there, right, congratulations. Right, so side plank, wild thing, one more breath. If you're in wild thing, begin to return to your side plank, right, square the right hip over the left, take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, return your right hand to the floor and extend back into your three-legged down dog. Right foot reaches back, take a full inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, right knee to your nose, tuck your chin. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. And then inhale, reach back. One more time. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your right knee to your nose and step or carry your right foot between the hands, lower the back knee, but keep the toes tucked, right? We're going to take a quick low lunge as we transition into our warrior three from here. All right, so take a big inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. As you exhale, lower the hands to the floor, to your props, or reach the hands back behind you. Right, shift forward into the right foot, and as you straighten your right leg, we'll find warrior three. All right, point the toes of the left foot, engage the left glute. All right, our next inhalation, bend the left knee forward in front of you, and as you exhale, straighten the left leg. All right, inhale, rebend the left knee. Exhale, straighten the left leg behind you. All right, we'll do that again. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten the left foot forward in front of you. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, behind you. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, bend. As you exhale, we'll step back into our warrior two. Step the left toes to the floor. Spin the heel down and open the hands and shoulders. All right, on your next inhalation, bring both hands to your heart. Exhale, Skandasana to the left. Lower down as much as you can. Inhale, Skandasana to the right. Exhale to the left. Inhale, plank pose. Both hands find the front of your mat. Step both feet back. All right, inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back. Exhale, roll forward. Lower the knees if needed, then lower the hips towards the wrists for cobra or up dog. Exhale, plank pose. Option to stay or lower and lift through your push-up. And then press all the way back. Awesome job. One more side. Left foot extends back. Take a big inhale. Exhale, shift forward, left knee, right elbow. All right, inhale, reach back. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow, stay or maybe kick twice because we forgot the first one. And then inhale, reach back. One more time. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Same options as before. Kick the left foot out for fallen triangle. Bring the left foot to the floor. Or bend the left knee, bring the left knee to the floor for modified side plank. All right, wherever your left knee happens to be, spin your right instep to the floor. Reach your right hand to the ceiling. And we'll find our breath here. All right, wherever you happen to be in your fallen triangle or your side plank, all right, keep the hips lifting. All right, take one more inhale. As you exhale, return your right hand to the floor. Rebend the left knee and extend your left foot back behind you. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow, same side. Two more times. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow, then step or carry your left foot to the outside of your left hand. And then sweep the left hand up overhead. All right, same as before. It feels good to do. Stretch the shoulder, stretch the heart open for a brief moment. All right, then as you bring your left hand back to center, reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. Option to keep the left hand reaching up towards the ceiling, or option to bring the left hand to the floor as we transition into one more side plank. All right, so as you make your way there, all right, start to sway the right heel to the floor, step your left foot back into side plank, or continue to step all the way back into your wild thing. Right, wherever you happen to be. All right, we'll take just a breath or two more here. Right, if you're in your wild thing, begin to return to your side plank, left hip over the right. Take a nice full inhale. As you exhale, bring both hands to the floor. Press back into one last three-legged down dog. Inhale, left foot extends up and back. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale. As you exhale, step up or magic your left foot between your hands. Lower the back knee. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale, low lunge. As you exhale, same as the previous 3 times, find the floor, find your blocks, or reach the hands back. Warrior 3. Shift forward, straighten the left leg. All right, on your next inhalation, bend the right knee. Exhale, straighten the right foot in front of you. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, straighten the right foot behind you. All right, 2 more times. Inhale, bend the right knee forward. Exhale, straighten the right foot forward. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, extend back. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. As you exhale, step back into our Warrior 2 one last time. As the toes find the floor, spin the heel down and reach the hands open. All right, on your next inhalation, bring both hands to your heart. Exhale, Skandasana to the right. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. As you inhale one last time, both hands find the floor. Exhale, step both feet back behind you. All right, as you inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back. Exhale, round forward. Lower the knees if needed. Then lower the hips towards the wrists for cobra or up dog. Exhale into plank. Pause or lower and lift for one last push-up. All right, press the hips back. Take a nice big inhale. Bend the knees. Look between the hands. As you exhale, walk up or step to the front edge of your mat. Last time here, inhale. Bend the knees. Hands sweep up for chair. Exhale, lower the hands, lift the heels, bring the elbows towards the knees any amount. All right, so same as before, elbows can press into the knees or stay hovering off the knees if you're not quite there yet. All right, if the elbows are on the knees, bring the hands to the floor. Right, even if they're not, bring the hands down. If the elbows are on the knees, you want a quick crow here, you can. All right, as you bring the hands to the floor, keep the left knee glued to the left elbow, and then step the right foot back behind you. All right, sway the right heel to the floor. Sweep your right hand up overhead. All right, option to keep the left foot on the floor. Maybe begin to lift the left foot off the floor. All right, then bring your right elbow, your right forearm to your mat. We'll find our forearm side plank here. All right, so as you sway the hips and heels over to the right, option to keep the left knee bent or straighten the left leg altogether. All right, really whatever feels most stable, especially as we make our way to the end of class. All right, take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring your left elbow, left forearm to the floor. Step both feet back behind you. And one last time, tiptoe the feet in for dolphin pose. Lower the knees for baby dolphin. Or if you feel so inclined, lift one foot off the floor. And maybe take a hop or two. All right, after 2 or 3 hops, lower both knees. Walk the hands to the floor beneath your shoulders. And once you are in your tabletop, take a nice big breath in. Sweep the left hand up overhead. And as you exhale, thread your left arm beneath your body and twist. One more time. Inhale, open up. Then as you exhale, reach over to the right as far as you can. Lower your left ear, your left shoulder, all the way to the floor, to a blanket or a pillow. Whatever's feeling comfortable, right? Knowing that this side may very well be feeling different than the other side. All right, but same options for the right arm as we had for the left, right? Right arm can stay as it is. You can straighten over your right ear, or perhaps wrap around to the lower back. Right, wherever your right arm happens to be, just 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then go start to bring your right hand to the floor somewhere beneath your right shoulder. As you inhale, sweep the left hand up overhead. And as you exhale, replace your left hand on the floor. All right, from here, we're going to make our way into a seated position. So shift to your favorite side, to the left or to the right. Sit down onto the hips and then swing your feet out in front of you. All right, we'll just take a gentle butterfly here for our forward fold. So bring your feet together. All right, just hug your feet in as close as you comfortably care to. Right? It doesn't have to be all the way in if that's not super comfortable. Right? On your next inhalation, reach both hands up overhead, lengthen through the chin, lengthen through the fingers. And as you exhale, lengthen out over the feet. Keep the chin lifted. right, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, reach forward. One more time. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, reach as far forward as you can. And then lower the hands, lower the chin. And we'll find a few breaths here. Right? Allow the elbows to bend. And allow your upper body to relax here for just a breath or two more. All right, then go start to walk your hands back towards your body. Use both hands to bring both knees all the way together. All right, we will revisit our boat pose one last time. So hug onto the legs, float the feet, lift the heart. If you want, you can let go of the legs. Maybe start to float the feet up a little bit higher. All right, as we did earlier, we're going to make our way from here into our Ardha Navasana. All right, so begin to straighten your feet out in front of you. Tuck the tailbone, bring the lower back all the way to the floor. If by chance you're still looking to make this a little more challenging, you can reach your arms over your ears with the thumbs pointed down, but know that you definitely do not have to. Right, let's take one more inhale, and then exhale, release all the way down. All right, as you release to the floor, bend your knees, place both feet on your mat just about hips width apart. We will take just one back bend here. All right, so place the palms next to your hips. On your next inhale, press into the heels, lift the hips off the floor as high as you can. From here, if you'd like, you can keep the palms pressed flat. You can interlace your fingers and tuck your shoulder blades beneath you. All right, if you're feeling a little bendy today, you can bring both hands behind you, fingers point forward for upward bow, right? Urdhva Dhanurasana, if that's feeling good for you. Pressing into the palms to lift the shoulders and head all the way off the floor, if that is feeling good for your body today. All right, wherever you happen to be, begin to lower the shoulders, tuck the chin. Release your hands, lower the hips all the way to the floor, and reach both arms out to the sides. Right, just a couple gentle twists here. Lower both knees over to the left. If you want, you can cross your ankle over your knee. Right, bring both knees back to center, both feet on the floor. Let's sway the knees over to the right. Holding here for a few breaths. Perhaps crossing the right ankle over the left knee for a little extra sensation if that's feeling good. Slowly bring both knees back to center. Hug your knees in towards your body and lift your shoulders up towards your knees. Right, squeeze your legs as tightly as you can, and then take a big breath in. And squeeze just a little bit tighter. Sip in just a little bit more breath. And then let it all go. Exhale, release your legs, release your breath, and we'll stretch out into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. All right, if you'd like to substitute any other shape or any other restful pose here, right, something where you can relax your body for a few moments, a few minutes, a few short, sweet breaths. Right, add any props that you'd like, maybe find a seated meditation. Right, ultimately, create some space here, some time in your day on your mat where you can just be as you are. Right, nothing to fix, nothing to change, nothing to do, no one to be just yet. Right, just you and the simple rhythm of your breath for a few moments. And if you feel so inclined, know that you can linger here for as long as you'd like. I want to thank you for taking some time on your mat today and joining me. I hope to see you on your mat again soon. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you, and namaste.